Short fuse, Grand Wizard.
All my niggas need to eat, so I'm cooking for that bread. Shorty got a body on her, I'm only looking for the head. Only looking for the head, can't let you fuck with my head. Only looking for the head, can't let you fuck with my head. Focus on this paper route, speeding for it till I'm dead. Speeding.
Hi, and welcome to another section of Jeffrey the Master Barber. As you could tell, we using the magic clip, and the clip that we using is Speed Zero Guide, and the number is 5. The number 5. So we're gonna do the top, the 5 on top with the mid tie fade. I'm gonna start from top to bottom. I'm just showing right there so you can see the clip. I like this clip because they're very the teeth, they're not that separate. They're real nice and tight, and the clip in the back is metal, so it clips very well, so it doesn't come off at all, and it stay very firm. So yeah, we starting doing the top. Make sure you get every part thoroughly. Make sure you get it completely real nice. You know, don't skip nothing. Just pass it over as much as you can. You don't need to rush it. Just take your time. Make sure the haircut come out right. You know what I mean? So now we're gonna jump into 1/8, and I say yeah, we going from from top to bottom, but from the bottom we're just gonna make the guideline, and right there, as you can tell, you make basically like a semi-clean guideline, and that much right there. You pass it. Make sure you use the brush. Always brush it every time you pass the first stroke or whatever couple of strokes. Just brush it, keep brushing it, pass the machine, brush it, and that will help to see why it's already cut and why not. Now we're gonna jump into number 2. That one is number 0, the 0, but in reality that's number 2, guard number 2, and we're gonna basically, that's the motion that we're gonna do. We're gonna scrape it right there like that, and yeah, we're doing another level, and just so you're gonna see right there, the level is right there, right? And it's gonna be like a 1/2 inch right away. Then you open the lever, and then you're gonna go tackle right on top. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna tackle right on top, and you notice how it disappear right away. And you're gonna pass it a couple of times. You're gonna pass it maybe like 2 or 3 times. See, this is like the 3rd time right there, and brush it. This is the 4th time. You know what I mean? Pass it, brush it. Now we're gonna go a little higher, but we kind of lift it up, and the stroke is gonna be like longer, and then we're gonna use the corner to take those shadows right there, that area right there. See what I'm saying? And if it doesn't pick up, then you start lowering the lever, and then go over it again. Whatever how many times it takes until you see that the shadow doesn't go. Then you're gonna have to close the lever again. Make sure always use the brush it. Now I close the lever again, and I go the same part where I see the shadow that it didn't went away in the first place. You go over again, and if it still doesn't go, then you have to again close it, another completely there, and then go over it one more time until it goes. And if it doesn't go, then you're gonna have to switch to the 1/8, which is number 1. God bless you. So then right there, you keep passing it, pass the brush, you know. It's not gonna come out right away. Right now, I open the level and I see some shadows there where I'm pointing. So I'm gonna pass it right there. You notice? Right there, boom. And passing it right there in top. Tackle just exactly what your eyes see. If I see it, there's a chance that you guys may see it too. And so yeah, those shadows. So tackle it. Don't skip it. Don't leave it for later. Just right away tackle it. This is the 1/8 that I was saying earlier. It's actually the guard number 1, and we're gonna go in that area and we're gonna open the level. So it's 1/8 and a half, and we're gonna right away tackle it that part. So notice, just like I said, I did some guidelines, but right away I start from the top and I'm working my way down now. See, so now I go 1/8 and a half. I open the level, and then now I closed it, and I see some shadow there. So there we go. You know, we pass it, keep passing it there. Now I open the level completely, and I use that corner in that area right there, what I just point out, because that's where I see the shadow. That's right there. When I refer to the shadow, you're gonna see my fingers pointing at it. Then I close the level. Then what I'm saying is I'm gonna use the corner to pass it, and in that area right there where I'm passing it right now, and notice how the shadows are actually going away. Then I close the level, and I'm gonna use that corner and that where I point right there, because I saw some shadows there. So basically, it's just tackling the shadow. There's gonna be new ones later in a few. I'm gonna show. Look, now I'm gonna go to 1. This is the 3 and 3/16, but in reality, it's the 1.5. And that new shot, you see that? After cleaning all the other shadows, new shadow up here at top, and that's what we're gonna tackle it. That part right there. So we passing it right there, as you can see, right there. That part right there. You keep brushing it, and notice how little by little it's going away. It's not a time it may not go away right away, but you know you want to be doing it safe and little by little. You don't want to go too deep, and then you can, you know, put the hair back. Right now we're using guard number 2 because I don't want to go with the 1. I didn't feel safe going with the 1.5, so I'm going with the 2 again, and I'm gonna pass it in that area where I see that there was the shadow. Notice how it's going away. See, that actually is working out. That actually is blending in the way that I want, and I don't see the shadow so much. Now we're gonna use the original magic clip with the regular blade, and we're gonna go right below his ear, right there, like maybe, you know, less than half an inch above his ear. And then, well, wherever you see it right there, that's exactly where you're gonna be passing. Let's say that you have the magic clip. You not necessarily you have to have the same machine, or you not necessarily you have to do the steps that I do. But right away, what I did right there, I opened the lever almost like half, but not completely half, and I tackled the line right away. Now I opened the lever completely. Now that's half, and the other line that the semi-half made, I tackle it right away, and I go back, forward, back. So right away, you see what I'm saying? It cleans everything right away. It blends in. But yeah, like I was saying, every step that I'm doing, or every machine that I have, I'm not saying that that's the only way or the only machine that you got to do it with that machine. If you have a senior, do the imitation with the senior. If you have a certain way to do it, just keep doing the way that you feel comfortable. The reason why I do these videos, there's a lot of people out there that want to learn. They're starting, and I'm trying to show like a easy way, or you know, which it is to me. You know, may not be to you, or probably you don't consider you got your own style. But for the new people, I'm trying to give a new technique, and maybe if they put it in practice, they probably could end up liking it. So that's why I do these videos, these tutorials. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. Right now, I'm still passing the magic clip, with the regular blade, and I think it's semi half. Jeffrey, what you mean by what semi half? Meaning with no guards, and the level instead of being half is like a little close. So right now what we're gonna do, we're gonna pass the magic clip but with the Bolden blade. What do you mean, Jeff? Well, in the left hand, you see that's the real magic clip. On the right side, that's the Bolden. And the Bolden, what it is basically it has it act like the GTX, like the trimmer of the GTX or Slimline or Warhol Detailer. Now the reason why I don't use those, because trimmer is more to do shape ups, line ups, clean the ear, the nostrils, etc., etc. But with the Bolden is such a big, it's double the side of the GTX and or the Slimline is double the side. That's one. Two, the clipper is a bigger engine than the trimmer. So when you pass it through the hair, the skull, that's a lot of hair. So if you put a trimmer and it's only to do trim, it's gonna jank. You know what I mean? It's gonna pull hair, and it's not gonna cut that much. You gotta go easy with it, so it's gonna slow you down. So with by using the Bolden is pretty and have it in the magic clip. It helps to go faster. It doesn't get stuck or anything like that. Right now we're using the technique scissors over comb, and this is how I like to just tackle the top part. I could have used a number 3, or you can use a 3 guard number 3 and do it, but the thing is that it's gonna take more. Sometimes it take more hair, and I only need to take just a little spot that I feel that it just needs to be off. No, and when you pass the guard, it takes way too much. So I have better control of what I want to take off with the scissors. Right now we're using the electric shaver, this broom. I don't know really how to say it well, because my English is not the best, but the Series 9, I think it's called the Broom Series 9. I'm gonna leave the link below where you could get it in Amazon, or you could get it in Best Buy. I think it's $300, but right now I think it was on sale like 240, 260, something like that. But yeah, this machine, this electric shaver is really awesome. Like I said, I've been trying all this. When it comes to shaver, I've been trying all kinds of shavers, from Nolerico, Warhol shaver 5-star, the Andy Skyliner shaver, and you know, this machine right here definitely is, I say that is like the number one out of everything that I have tried. When I was doing the shaving, my eyes pulled me to the top again, and that's why I pick up again the combs and the scissors, and I saw some kind of like dark spots, some shadows. So I went right away and I tackle it. And the barber life, that's how it is. You probably be doing something in the bottom or whatever, or something, and your eyes is gonna catch you something that maybe it didn't reflect right away, but later on it's gonna pull your eyes, and you know, and that's how it works. Once your eyes see something, it tells your mind, and your mind is gonna tell, okay, look for the solution. What you gotta do, what you gonna do about it. Well, I gotta look for this guard or the scissors of a blade and tackle it. Right now we're going to then go, the other side is basically we already done. We're gonna go to the back, and in the back we're gonna do pretty much the same step that we did in the other side. We're using the 1/8. And right away we tackling taking the line, because remember we did the number 1/8 with the level closed, and now we have the level 1/8 and a half with the level open. So that's what we're doing. So right away it took that strong shadow Well, it's taking it. You know, right there, there's still some shadow now. Top that makes a new one, a new shadow. So we're gonna tackle it with a number two. So we're gonna right there close the level, pass it, and we're gonna pass it right on top of that. We don't go higher. We just stay exactly where the shadow is, or the bulkiness of that hair is. We're gonna pass it right there. We're gonna pass it right there. Okay, right there. We're gonna continue passing it. Um, People, if in case they're asking, oh, he got that sarcoptes or whatever. No, it's not. This gentleman here, this client, he got into an accident, and he had those two spot there. So no, it's no any disease or anything like that. It was in an accident. He was involved. But yeah, back to the subject or what we were talking. Now we're using back the 1/8, and we still blending. The trick also is in the lever. Now we're gonna be using now no guards with the magic clip. That's what I was showing you. Make sure the with the original blade. That's what I was showing you. And then right away, notice we use the close level, and then we open it a little bit, and right away we start tackling. And notice how just like that, it start blended in. I don't like to make print guidelines so good, like, because then to take that line out is gonna take it's difficult. You're gonna see the line printed. So that's why I like to, when I do my guidelines, I don't do it so printed, so well determined, because but with a good blend, it's just, you know exactly that you don't have to print it. You just go with the flow and let everything flow, and the blade and the lever help you out, and the flick on the wrist. Now this part, once again, I'm showing the guard that we're using is the 1/8 with the lever open, and notice the flick on my hand, and notice how right away the amount of the that I'm going up with it, and notice that I always use my two hands, one to pull down the ear, so I won't scrape his ear. Then I switch again the guard. That's guard number 2, and we're gonna pass exactly where I just showed right there, where I see that strong line or guideline. And right away we're gonna tackle it. Right away we're gonna be on top of it, and we're gonna pass it, keep passing it there. Notice how I keep holding the ear down. I don't let it go, and I keep noticing that I go back, forward, back, then brush it, then again, back, forward, back, same, maintaining the same place. Keep passing the brush. Switch the guard now to the 1/8, and level open, which is 1/8 and a half. Notice how I still have. Now I close the level a little bit because I noticed that it's not actually cutting, and then I'm still brushing it. Then I'm still keep brushing it. Notice how I keep holding with my left hand. I keep holding the ear and still passing the machine in the same place. At times you're gonna see some shadows starting coming out, and then popping out. It's gonna happen, you know what I mean, because between the switching and of the clips of the guards and the strokes is gonna push, and some shadows they're gonna erase, and the other ones they're gonna go up. Right now we don't got no guards. Right now we don't got no guards, and we did just like we did it in the other side and in the back. We went with the 0, and then right away we opened the level. We took that line that the 0 made, and then we closing the level little by little and passing it where I see some line, and right away the blend in, it just is starting to show up, you know what I mean. And so, but still, just because it's starting to show up, it's just you don't stop right there. You keep detailing, getting every little detail. Right now we're using the 1/16 just to show you. I forgot to use in the other side. People ask me if you need it or if you don't. Well, here's the answer. You could do it just like I did in the other side, and it just came out fine. But if you have it, this is also how it works, and this is how it looks while you're using it. And then you close the lever, and then right now we went back to scissors over comb, and we're gonna tackle that area right there. Yes, once again, I could have used a guard maybe 2 or 2.5 or 3, but there's a certain spot only that has long hair, and if I pass those guard, it's gonna take more than I want to. So with the scissors over comb, that technique, I have control of what I wanna take. The hair that I want to take. Right there, I see a chunk. I see the darkness. You see what I'm saying? Right there, that little chunk right there. And then those little tooth on the comb, when it's smaller, that's when you go lower. And that's to get real short hair. But you notice how the combs have some big tooth? Then you get those when you got a big bulkiness of hair. I'm gonna show you in a few what I'm saying. Right now, this is short, so I'm using the toothies, the small tooth, and I'm passing it right there, scissors over comb, and I'm tackling in those area right there. And notice how, you know, I'm going with the flow of the hair, and little by little, it's coming. It's coming right there. It's coming. Keep coming. It keep coming right there. You know, little by little, right there, little by little. Still using the small tooth. And I thought, there we go. Now I'm switching to the big teeth, and I was doing it, but I didn't record for some reason. I stopped. But yeah, I went back to the magic clip, and this one is the balding. Why? How you know that is the balding, Jeff? Well, because we go into the lower bottom. So in order to go tighter, the only other blade besides the one with the big teeth, the next one, the lower, is the small teeth, and that's the balding. Or if you don't have a balding, you could use the GTX, or you could use the Warhol Detailer, or you could use the Andy Slimline, etc., etc. Once again, my way is not the only way. I never said that my way is the only way, and I'm not claiming that I said that my way is the only way too. It's not. I'm just saying this is the way that I do my things. If you like what you see, if you like the step that how the steps that I'm doing it, and you mimic it or imitate it, and it works for you, and it makes it easy, then that's the reason why I make this video. If you don't like it, you could go to another channel. It's easier to go to another channel. No one is obligating you to watch this channel. I do this for the people that really like the way that I explain and do my work. I have plenty of subscribers. To me, I never guessed that I would have 42,000 subscribers within 3 years. So I mean, that probably is telling me that I must be doing something right, or people could relate. How would I know? The comments, the views, the numbers. Like I always say, men lies, woman lie, but numbers don't. This is Pump It Up. Is a hair that it's a hair that frees the hair in place. For example, his hair was so long, the hair was standing up. So in order to get it real nice flat down, so the hairs don't stick out, this is like a glue. Basically, it's a sticky glue, and when you add the blow dryer with the heat, that's what I'm checking. Make sure that it's throwing the heat. And you use that, and you use the comb. How come you're using the comb instead of brush? Because the comb, it makes them more flatter. It grafts the hair a lot better than the brush. The brush is more for wavy, for like different type of texture, like real nappy hair or something like that. But in this case, we got that good hair. And that good hair, and in order to grab it, and you see how it's starting to flat. You see with the combs, it kind of separate the good hair really good, and the air penetrates in between and makes the dried up and the hair to be more flat and more flat to the scalp. When it does that, the front, especially the front where we're gonna be doing the shape up, the hair is going to be nice, and every hair front real nice and tight. So now when we're doing the shaper, just like you guys see them right now, I'm using the trimmer, the Andy Slimline. You could use once again, if you have a TL liner, use that. If you have a GTX, do that. Whatever tool of your choice. but I always start from the middle and then work my way to the side. So that way I have a kind of a center. So that way I could look, okay, when I do the other side, I go back to the center and I look what I did in the other side because I start right from the center. But I work my way from the center all the way to the corner. I try not to push as much back. I try to keep it as natural possible. And by when you do that, you should see when this where the hair stop growing. That's where you should leave right there the shape up. Don't force it to push it back, because then within 2-3 days that hair will grow back and it's not gonna look good. Now remember what I just said, that I start always in the middle. Look, I start in the middle on the other side. Now that we're gonna start doing the other shape up, and notice how I have the center to guide me to work my other, and then I step in front of the shaper, and I could see how the line, if it's straight or not. At this point right now, the camera is having it's in a different angle than my eyes and head was. My head is few inches more higher than the camera. The camera is right level, right where the box out is. So but the thing is that you seeing, and I'm trying to match up what I'm saying with what you guys seeing, and that's what I'm saying. So right there, I'm seeing some little hair there that the eyes once again pull my attention, and that's the relationship with the eyes and the hair. Hey, you forgot here, and you gotta then act on it. Right now we're gonna be doing his beard, and so we use the comb to basically brush it, and we're gonna start trimming right there. We're gonna go real nice and straight. There's gonna be always someone saying, Jeff, I don't know, you should wear that beard more back, or you should have left it more out, or I think that beard should be skinny, or you should have shaved that beard. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. If not, none of your opinions matter at this point, because what matter is my client. He's the one that is paying me, and it's his hair, and it's his beard. So if he told me to leave the beard thick, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave it thick. How would you like to feel if you, let's say you have long hair and sit in my chair, and you tell me, yeah, do me number 5 and a tight fade and leave the beard thick, right? Just like I'm doing to this guy. And I come and I'm like, oh, okay. And I grab the trimmer and I start shaving everything off. How will you feel? You think that you will come back to me? You think that I'm following orders? No. So exactly. You could have your opinion. Yeah, maybe he probably to you look better with the face shave and everything. But number one rule in the book of barber: learn to take orders. Because because you work for yourself, that doesn't mean that you own boss. Nah, the boss is the client. He's the one that's gonna pay you, and he's the one that you're gonna be working for. So whatever he tell you that he wants, that's what you gotta follow, no matter what else or whatever. You could give him your opinion, or what hey, you could do it like this and like that. And if he says, okay, yeah, do it, so then you take that step. But don't go by what other barbers say. No, do it like this, or what you think it may look good on him. So remember, consultation, make sure you follow orders. So yeah, right now I'm just trimming, shaping it with the Andy Slim line, and that's how I'm doing his beard. Jeff, how you know that he like it exactly like that? Because I've been cutting his hair for years, and unless if it's something different, he will let me know. But we already agree, and I show before I even do it. I show with my fingers. So you want it right here and right here, and okay. I'm like, all right. So I already know what I'm about to do. So right now, my trimmer may not be the most sharper trimmers out there, like other people that put a 0 gap, But the reason why I don't put them zero gap, I got a lot of clientele that have sensitive skin, and if there's one thing that is very annoying, and when they do it to me, is feeling those clipper being so sharp that I could feel my face later on being burned and burning me, and I don't want to be so sharp that at times you're gonna leave the red line. I want to make sure the clients have a comfortable experience. So, make sure you if you zero gap it, be gentle. Don't put pressure. A lot of barbers think that by putting pressure on the trimmer is gonna cut it sharper, and it's not. All you're doing is you're gonna cut the client. That's what you're gonna do. So the best way to make definition on the beard, on the shape up, the best way that you're gonna come out is gonna come out super sharp, real nice and crispy with crispy line, is with the razor blade. You know what I mean? And once you prepare the face too, the trimmer is just to take those long hair, just to sculpt it first, not just to shape a blade like a razor blade with the trimmer. Nah, just those long hair. That's why you use the trimmer. Right now I'm using the magic clip to groom it out, those long hair, because with the other trimmer it won't get it. The hair that's so long that will not get it at time. And then we're gonna go from top to bottom, and we're gonna take the volume down just a little bit. Jeffrey, but why you didn't use the guards or like a 4 or 5 to bring it down? Because we only grooming it and trimming it. If you use like a 4 or 5, you will take too much volume and it will not come out the same. So we're doing it this way. So yeah, it takes proper procedures and steps in order to do a good beard and shape up. Trim it down, groom it down, add the shaving gel, rub it in with your fingers real nice. Put a hot towel if you have a hot towel. Pass the machine, the massage machine, the oyster, to soften up the hair, and then switch the blade, pass the blade a couple of times, etc., etc. Right now, you notice we shape it up, we bring it down. It's not even over. I'll probably pass it maybe like 2-3 more times, the same place, and I'll probably do the same thing again. I pass the clippers and the trimmers and all that, but until then, it's because I'm doing it everything little by little, and it's gonna come out. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish. You know what I mean? At time, in the very minute when I'm doing it right now, it still may not look okay to you or anybody else, but at the end you're gonna see the difference. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, everything else that I just did, it will make sense. But notice I have them all laid down. Jeffrey, how come you shave them laying down? Well, I'm a 5'5" guy. I'm not that tall, and my clients, most of them that I have, they're like really tall. So in order for be in my a comfortable reach, I lay them down too. I want to make them feel comfortable. So what better than just relaxing? And obviously, and the barber chair also reclines. So that means, it's for that feature, just for people like, like me, like barbers like me, they don't got that high. But notice how with the blade, I stay the most outside. You may wonder, what is that white stuff? That is actually the hairspray that it got dried up. And when you use a brand new blade, it makes that's what happens. It makes the dusty white line. But that dusty white line also happens too when you add the shaving cream and you start shaping. Like right now, it's still it's almost drying. But what I like about this medicated shaving cream is that you could pass the blade like 2, 3, 5 times and it will not get red at all in that location. It will not get irritated. Remember earlier what I was telling you, that my trimmers, they may not be that sharp, but it's not that. It's because, for example, look, I still use the trimmer even when he's laying down, because right now when it's laying down, I see that there was like a little curvy there. I took that curvy part right there, and that's different angle. For a different angle, you gotta, you know what I mean, trace it back. You have a different view. So always look your haircuts and you beard and everything different angle. And here we go. I go back again, shape it up, pull the hair down, you know, with the comb. Always use both hands. Notice how I stretch the skin with my two fingers right behind the blade. And that what it does, it make the skin really tight. Also, what I like about this medicated shaving cream is that it will not, it leave it real nice and like you have a face mask, but it's like a nice cool menthol. So when you put past the blade, it feels like you're passing like a little ice cube, literally. Like it does feel real cool sensation. Then another tip is always shave from top to bottom first, and then bottom top to get that crispy. Take those the roots. Never go from bottom to top, because then he will bleed quick. Right now we doing the eyebrows. We arch them that much, and we do them like that. At least I do them like that. That's how he likes them. Some people go a little bit more skinny. That's if the client likes it like that. That's how you do it. But if it don't, you know, just try to keep it the most natural possible. And how is natural? Just the minute that you see that the hair stop growing, then you keep it that out. Notice how we went in the bottom, now we're going at top, and notice how you see the most outside. Also notice how I hold with my left hand the comb, and always my thumb always stretch the skin. Whatever the blade goes, that's where in my left hand, my finger follows too. And notice that, like I was gonna say earlier and I forgot, that white dust, that shaving cream dry, when you throw that little dusty white lines, I use it as a defense line. What it showed me is that it's coming really nice and crispy, that is super sharp. Even if you don't have like a hairline or hair in that part, with that white line, is just in order to proceed with the nice straight line, the white line, it would let me know, like, okay, stop right there, do not go back. You know, if you look at it right now, right there, people would have pushed back his forehead, that line back to the forehead, and that's not good. I always keep it natural. Always shave from top to bottom. You see, that's what I'm doing. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Stretch the skin with the left hand if you are righty, or if you lefty, with your right hand, your thumb, make sure you stretch it. Always change the blade. Another reason why you don't get crispy lines is if you don't change the blade and you be passing it the whole face with the same blade. He's gonna feel it when you try to pass it and force it, and it's not gonna come out the same. But the minute that you feel that it's not cutting, switch it right away. Switch it to a new blade, and you will see the difference. How the shape up is gonna come out. Right here, we shaving behind the ear. Notice how it's starting to come. It's taking shape. It just right there in the bottom. I see that right there. It needs to be take that part right there. So this angle let me know exactly, okay, how much I have to take. And notice how, yeah, that part right there needs to go right there. And yeah, so all that right there is all taken care right there. And now we're gonna with the clipper, we're gonna take that part right there. Yeah, we're gonna start grooming it more and shaping it more, those long hair that stick out. Also, we're gonna be doing the eyebrows right here. So yeah, when you do the eyebrows, always same thing, pretty much. Just that skin right there under the eyebrows is very, very sensitive and real, you know, critical. So just go light, just arch it right. Whatchamacallit? Just
keep shaving. Now we did shave from bottom to top. Now we're shaving bottom to top. And we're gonna shave it. We're gonna shape it a couple of times until we see that it's nice and crispy. You know what I mean? Like, how you could tell that it's crispy, Jeff? And why you call it crispy? You know, that's a term that the barbers usually have. And you know, crispy means that it's real sharp, clean. So that's what we're doing. We're shaping it really good right there. In the bottom, I noticed that we didn't tackle. I was able, now you could tell that I'm able to tackle that part right there. So we do it right there. Notice how I'm shaving from top to bottom, and notice how always stretching the skin. I can't emphasize it over and over and over. Make sure always stretch the skin, so that way you could have it will be nice for you and decline. You know what I mean? It won't get irritated. None of that. You know what I mean? Or you won't cut them. And you know, wipe the excess of hair, whatever hair you cut off. Wipe it off in the napkin. See, I'm showing you that. Look, this is how I changed the blade. This is how I put it normal. You know what I mean? Some people expose the blade and whatnot. It's all up to you. Now we're gonna be doing the inside. The inside we're gonna be doing a curvy. You know what I mean? And then straight on the sides. That's the style that he likes. Some other people or some other clients like it all rounded inside. But at first I started rounded just to make sure I get the style that I want to get. And then I step back. Then with the combs, always I wipe the axis of hair that I just finished cutting. Once again, I apologize for my accent a little bit. You know what I mean? I just hope that you could understand what you're seeing, because I could show you more better than I could explain, as you could tell, as you could hear, and as you could tell also. But the point is, you know what I mean? Try every angle. When you have them recline, I think you're able to tackle different corners and whatnot. Now we're going to do the mustache, and we gently touch the lips so it could, you know, stretch it down. And if you don't stretch it, then you use the two fingers, and then lightly you just you know what I mean, pass the blade. Same thing in the side. On this occasion, I'm starting the straight line, not like I did in the other side, because it's the left side, so it's a little uncomfortable. So I rather have the line on the left side and the curvy on the right side when I'm doing the inside. Whatever which way works for you best, but the idea is be gentle inside, on the inside of the goatee. Same thing, you see, tap again, so he could, you know, make that, put the lip down. And when they put the lip down, it makes the skin tight, but I still use the thumb, my left thumb, to stretch the skin. Then I start getting all the little white hair. Then notice inside, I start shaping it even more. You know what I mean? And I changed the blade again and whatnot. Over here, we're gonna start grooming it. Jeffrey, what do you mean by grooming it? Once again, just like I did in the beginning, we're gonna go again. This is with the magic clip. And this has the original blade, nothing fancy. It's still, all you do is just close it, you know, completely, the lever, and just slightly touch the hairs that you see that are sticking out, and just go like that. Then the part that we went right in the middle, I went from top to bottom, but now we're going bottom to top. What it does, it picks all the final roots of the hair. And that's what we're doing there. We're gonna add some triple action elegance gel. This gel is very thick, with the minerals and vitamins and everything. And the texture, how it lifts the hair, you're gonna see, look, when I put it on, you're gonna see how it really nice and flat, shiny, smell awesome. And it definitely, it lasts long. It doesn't lift like white stuff or anything, and it's definitely, it does the trick. And The client, like all my clients, like it. Once I do that, I do the final step, which is I'm gonna retrace everything. What do you mean retrace? Well, get the blade, a new blade, and go over it through all the line nuts in the bag right there. Make sure that I get it crispy clean. Once again, crispy clean is real nice and sharp. Make sure that get every little hair, baby hair that the naked eye cannot see. Just still pass it, even if it doesn't have no hair. Still pass it, just so when someone gets really close, they won't see even baby hairs. Baby hairs are like the blonde, real blonde. They're not that dark hair, but you can see them when you get close. And I notice when I tell them to do it like that, watch the white stuff, the powder come out again. And when that happens, that shows me, there we go, now it's sharp, now it's crispy clean, that's what I'm looking to get heavy. Then I noticed that here in this side I didn't really groom it out well, so now I'm grooming it, get those hair trimmed, getting it all nice and ready there. And then we're gonna pass it one more. I gotta make it a little bit more pointy here. That's how he likes it. And then the eyebrows, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna shape them a little bit more right here, and the other side we're gonna right there. It had a little bit of hair there. We're gonna get it, and then the eyebrows on that side too. We're gonna get it done too. We're getting it, and we're gonna right here, see, pass it again, getting it more sharper. We're gonna get sharper and sharper. Every corner, every little thing. Step away from the climb, look at it real good, and then whatever needs to be touched up, the eye's gonna tell you. When you step out from being too close to it, you're gonna see, okay, it needs right here, and you know, it's gonna determine you. Those little details, it's gonna determine the haircut too. Everything. This is him before he came to get a haircut, and he was like woofing. He was like, man, I come every 2 weeks and weekly sometimes, and I haven't because I've been busy. I need you to fix me up. I need to feel good, and when I feel good is when I look good. So I was like, oh, okay, let me put you to look good. And this is the before, and you're gonna see the after, and this is the after. It's a big difference. Remember, it's not how it start the haircut, it's how it finish. You could now make your comments. If you didn't like it, that's fine, but never make comments from the minute someone start cutting hair, because that's not how it's gonna end. That's how it start, that's not how it ends. This is the end. And if there's stuff that you see that I don't see, then that's you could have your opinion. But as him, I showed him the mirror and he was okay. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. God bless you. I hope this video is helpful. Share it, comment, and subscribe.